What's up, babes? It's Curlysa Victoria. I'm back with another video. If you guys are new to my channel, thanks for tuning in. If you've already been subscribed, thanks for coming back. So I'm going to be bringing you guys along with what I like to do before I hop on a call for real estate. So day in the life of a realtor. Now it is the afternoon, but I have a call in an hour that I have to make to a family who's looking for a house. And a lot of times before I jump on a call, I like to prepare myself. So what I'm doing is I just basically have on just some lounge around the house clothes. I have my phone, so it's exactly an hour before I need to call. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys something I like to do. A lot of times I already have it set as a calendar thing on my phone, so it can just let me know that I have a meeting for the day. But let me see. So what I'm going to do, set my alarm for 5:00 p.m. Alarm is set for 5:00 p.m. basically, right? So what I like to do is have my alarm set, because right when 5:00 hits, I should be sitting somewhere to where I can directly call. I'm just gonna prop y'all up right here. So I'm going to get my electric kettle, which, you guys, my kettle is like probably one of my favorite things in my house, because y'all, like, if you're someone who is always on go, yes, I have like a coffee maker and everything like that, but my kettle, girl, my kettle, girl, I don't think you understand. Hold on, I'll show you in a second. I'm trying to put everything back. I'm just gonna show y'all my electric kettle. Let me fill it up and then I'll show you. Okay, so I fill up my electric kettle, right? Mind you, I know I'm about to be on the phone. I know I have, you know, to do all of that. So I just need to prepare myself. I personally don't like to know that I have a phone call coming up and then just jump on the call. Like, if I already know what the call is about and it's pertaining to business, I try to have my notes already, because my goal is to achieve what I need to achieve without taking up too much of my time and your time, really taking up your time. And the best way to do that is to have an organized set of notes, so I can know what I need to cover. So my kettle, my electric kettle that I was showing you guys, looks like so, right? But let me show you what really be getting me, sis. And I had this for a while. It's just always just that staple, the details for me. So look, baby. Oh, Jesus Christ, the wrong one. Yes, y'all, it lights up. Girl, so yes, it lights up. So then it literally will get hot. As you guys can hear, it's starting to boil. Like, it's starting to, you know, heat up. And I have a coffee maker as well, but the thing about it is this water gets so hot so quick, and when it gets to boiling maximum temperature, it will shut off for you. You don't even need to shut it off. But I go ahead and heat this up. As you guys can see, it's already starting to heat. And it has like, it's on a plate that basically heats it up. So it's an electric kettle. But anyway, I have my cup here. I'm just taking a glass cup, and I'm going to end up having me some hot water. So I was gonna go with like a hot lemon water, but I just actually thought about this. I'm not too sure. I didn't think I did. I don't have any more lemons or limes, so I'm gonna have to make me like a hot tea without that. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find me a tea that I could, you know, bang with right now, something that could help. Let's see. So I got options. I'm trying to find a tea that will taste a little good with maple syrup, because that's what I'm going to mix it with. Just a hint of maple syrup. Trying to make sure I don't have no sleepy time teas. I don't need no sleep teas at night. I mean, in the day. I'm not gonna do white tea, even though that sounds good. Oh, but you know what? I just recently got some new tea, but I don't know where I put it. Where did I put that tea? I don't know. I'm just gonna go with this tea of life. It's like a matcha green tea. This is what I'm gonna use. And I'm gonna already just prepare the bag. I don't let my water get to maximum boiling because I'm not gonna drink it at boil temperature. So I let it get hot enough to where I can just and then I'll add some, I'm gonna add a little bit. A lot of times I would do like maple syrup or something. I mean lemon, but I don't have any lemon. I just ran out. So I need to go to the store and get more probably tomorrow. But I'm just gonna let this green tea just, you know, sit here for a while, and then I'm gonna add a hint of maple syrup, and I'm gonna bring this back to the computer with me. So like I said, during this time I just kind of try to prepare myself mentally, make sure that my attitude is good, my, you know, because the one thing you don't want is to be talking to clients or talking to somebody and you literally just got off of a stressful phone call, or you just had a stressful interaction with somebody. You just kind of want to make sure that when it's time to introduce yourself and talk to these individuals, that you are your happiest and most helpful self. They don't deserve the frustration of your day. You know what I mean? This is new energy. You never spoke before on the phone. Maybe you've texted, but you haven't talked over the phone. So for me, energy, vocalization, and just holding myself accountable before those conversations is super important for me. So as I'm preparing for this time, a lot of times I would have already written out like whatever I wanted to cover in that conversation that I'm going to be having. However, I have not been able to do so because I've been busy. It's been on my mind that I have this call coming up. So what I like to do when I know that I've been extremely busy and I just have not made the time in between to be able, or maybe I just didn't have the time at that moment to get these questions out, is I like to make sure the 45 minutes to hour before the call, I want to make sure I sit down and I have everything that I want to cover already written. So that's what I'm going to be doing. This conversation, this conference call shouldn't take too long, but you just never know where they go. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. So yeah, I guess whenever I jump on the call, obviously I like to keep people's business private and personal, and I don't want their details about their, you know, living arrangements, what they're about to be embarking upon or anything like that. I don't want to put their business out here to the public because it's their business. So what I'm going to do is I will record snippet of me just like actually being in motion of getting things done, but I'm just probably gonna either voice over, music over, or something. So if you guys want to see that, then make sure you stay tuned. And then like I said, I just keep keeping an eye out on my green tea. It's still hot, so I'm just gonna let it sit. I'm actually gonna put like a lid or something over this just so that it can, you know, absorb like all of the oh, I can use it. I'm gonna use this. So I like to let it absorb. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, so I'm gonna go get that together. I'm gonna go get that ready. I'll bring you guys along. But one thing I want to say, since we are talking about day in the life of a realtor, you guys seeing a live call with me, since I'm talking about this conversation of day in the life, I just want to go ahead and say, if you are in the market to buy or sell or invest, it's going to be in your best interest to use a realtor. Now for buyers, you may not know this, but you owe us nothing. We're paid by the sellers as realtors. And as far as sellers, when you're selling your house, I know you might not want to pay that percentage to those realtors, but in the end of the day, honey, there's a lot of stress that goes behind the sale of your home. There's a lot of stress that goes behind a lot of things, being able, and then also you have to look at resources. We're able to promote your home on platforms that you don't even have access to, or we're able to just, you know, network within our realm of people to see how can we get this house sold, who do we know who might be wanting to buy. There's so many different things that a realtor can bring to you So don't let that small percentage that you have to pay to the agents affect your utilization of them as a seller. You know what I mean? Some people, you might want to sell it on your own. You want to be a FSBO, for sale by owner. You might want to be that. But just understand, sometimes to get a job done, it's going to cost, you know, and you got to do it the right way. And as far as buyers, please understand, when you're working with the realtor, please disclose that to other realtors. If I meet you and you say, oh, I'm about to buy a house, and I say, oh, okay, are you working with the realtor? And you're like, yes, I'm working with the realtor. That tells me, as a realtor, back up, because somebody's working with that person, and I respectfully back up. You don't want to be stepping basically on the toes of another realtor by not disclosing that you're working with one. So if I ask you if you're working with a realtor and you tell me no, and I come to find out that you're working with a realtor, that puts both realtors in a really, really difficult bind. And obviously, with the market that it is, obviously with the business being an entrepreneurial business, both agents are going to really want your business. So don't put us in those predicaments. Just, if you're working with the agent, say that. If you're not working with the agent, say that too, because it's just the nature of the game. And I do want to kind of tie this analogy in of being in a shoe store, compare it to a realtor, so you guys can get a better understanding as to why it's important to stick to the realtor that you're working with, and if you're not satisfied with that realtor, basically going with someone else. So when you go to the shoe store, if I work with, I'm just going to throw some names out here, Ken. Say I'm working with a guy named Ken. If I come into the store, I'm working with Ken, and then like 5 seconds, like 5 minutes after Ken has brought me shoes, he's tried it on, he's built up rapport with me, Susan comes out. And Susan, I haven't talked to her, I haven't built rapport, she hasn't grabbed me a shoe. All Susan comes out to do is say, are you ready to purchase? Well, at that point, I built my rapport with Ken. Susan came out of nowhere to ring the deal. In that situation, Ken is basically the agent who you've been working with. You've been, you know, he's been taking the energy to build rapport with you and to basically help you find what you're looking for. Ken and Susan are being, you know, their income from their job is predominantly on commission. So based on the sale, they get a commission. Why would Susan get the commission when Ken has done all the work and Susan has done nothing but asked you to ring up? Same thing with agents. So you don't want to be working with the agent who takes you all the way up to the finish line, and then you cross over with somebody who hasn't even assisted you. And I know, as individuals who aren't realtors, you guys don't understand the importance of that philosophy. In this game, we're not handed anything. We work for everything that we get. So just understand that when you're working with your realtor, you keep, you know, the utmost honesty to other agents and people, and let them know, don't ever try to manipulate and play the system, you know, thinking, oh, I can dibble and dabble between realtors and then choose who I want. You can do whatever you want, but I'm just saying, just like you would want your realtor to be honed into you and getting things done, you want to give that same energy to your realtor. And I know I probably dropped some gems for some people who don't even know, you know, that whole concept that I just gave. But long story short, if you're working with a realtor, work with that realtor. Don't try to go outside. Any questions you have, work with that realtor. If that realtor is not fitting your needs, or that realtor doesn't listen to you, or that realtor, then go with another agent, but don't be trying to play the field. Another thing too is, y'all have to understand that the realtor is not the lender. And I know people get that confused. We know a lot about like loans and lending, but we are not lenders. We are not lawyers. We are not, you know, so when you're having questions within certain components of a contract that requires the presence of a lawyer, you need to consult and get you a lawyer. Certain aspects when it comes to lending, I'm very knowledgeable about things with lending, but I'm not a lender. And I'll be quick to tell you I'm not a lender, but I do know this. So I'll give, you know, information, but always check that information back with your lender, just so you can make sure you got the right info. But I will not be sitting here telling you, yep, what I'm saying about the contract as far as the as far as what you would ask an attorney, and what I'm saying about a loan as far as what you'll ask the lender. Yeah, I'm certified. I'm not going to tell you that, because I'm not certified to do those things. I will tell you, hey, I'm not a lender. However, I'm familiar with the lending process, and X, Y, and Z typically happens. Ask your lender just to verify. So that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with as far as that portion. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I could. Okay, so another thing that I want to say, and I'm going to make another video on buyers, what you could be doing to assist your realtor, because being the buyer or the seller and working with an agent, you're in a relationship. I like to call it, I like to think of it, you know, you're in a relationship, and the only way for a relationship to really thrive and make it despite its hiccups is communication. You might disagree, you might not you know, you might not communicate well, but that does not mean y'all need to break up. That just means y'all need to communicate. So just look at your agent as being your spouse. You don't break up after every little argument. You don't break up when things don't go right. You know what I mean? You just find the way to fix the problem and move forward. That's kind of what your relationship should be like. You should be able to have fun and not be all serious with your agent, you know, all the time. Obviously there's a place and a time for everything, but you want to create that atmosphere, that relationship that makes you feel comfortable enough to be like, girl, I know you're about to be annoyed, but I got a question about that house that we looked at. You know what I mean? Like, that's the atmosphere that I try to create, because I'm real down to earth, and I'm just like a person. I might not know the answer to some things, but baby, I'm gonna go find them for you. That's just how I conduct my business, because that's how I am in my personal life. So it's hugely reflective. But as a buyer, and even sellers, you know, just make sure you're doing all that you can to assist your realtor. Don't be making it difficult. If your realtor tells you as a seller to have that house cleaned up and packed up and so it can be staged, don't be taking your time to move furniture pieces when she's already asked you to do that, because obviously you want your money quickly. The buyers want to purchase their new property quickly. The agent wants to close because they want to be done and get their money. Like, everybody has, you know, vested interests. So do what you're supposed to do. Your agent do what they're supposed to do. The buyers do what they're supposed to do. The buyer's agent. Like, it's a process. It's teamwork. It's all that. So what you can be doing is, when you look at properties, keep in mind what you already like. You know what I mean? Keep in mind what you liked about those properties, so that when it gets to the point where your agent's like, okay, so out of house 1, 2, 3, and 4, which one? Already have notes on those homes so you can remember why you liked which one in whatever reason. Another thing to keep in mind is be ready to make an offer. Be pre-qualified, be pre-approved before you talk to your realtor. Some people don't even know where to begin when the real estate when they're looking for a house. But I'm just gonna tell you, if you don't know to go get pre-approved or pre-qualified when your realtor tells you to do that, that's the first thing you need to do, because we're not going to be driving around showing you properties or putting you in our car when you haven't done it, because we're not going to waste our time, nor are we going to waste your time showing you homes that don't even fit the budget, or showing you, you know what I mean, that might not even be your approval amount, you know. So get pre-qualified, get pre-approved. But once you see a house that you want, with the market right now, everything is flying off the shelf like the latest books or CDs. They're going, baby, they're going, okay? And you need to already have in your mind what you're looking for. Be ready to draft up the offer. Understand that the time now is not going to be, oh, well, I want to negotiate this. You can try to negotiate some things, yes, but you have to realize right now there's a demand for homes. Sellers are getting over asking price. Buyers are willing to pay more for the home that they really want. But in the end of the day, you have to be ready to make a move. You have to be ready to negotiate. You have to be ready to sacrifice on some things and say, man, I wanted to negotiate that in a contract, but at the end of the day, honey, let's figure that out. We'll figure that out later, because what's more important is the house. The little stuff inside, you guys can negotiate that later, or you can just go, you know, fix it later. So make sure you figure that out. Just be prepared to do everything your agent asks, because they're not doing it for their health. And you know, like, when the transaction is complete between all parties, everybody is happy. The lender's happy, the buyer's agent, the buyer, the seller's agent, the seller, you know, everybody is happy, because the buyers got what they wanted, the sellers got rid of what they didn't want anymore, the agents got paid for doing the job. Like, it benefits everybody. So it's in your best interest to do your part. If everybody does their part, then good results. But I'm going to go hop on this call and I'll bring y'all along. So let's go. Okay, babe, so I just concluded my call. Amazing individuals. Conversation went great. We spent about 25 to 30 minutes literally going over some details and just what to expect in this process, etc., etc. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this kind of day in the life slash realtor like advice slash what I got going on, and I'll see y'all in the next video.